Hello everyone, and now welcome to game 3 in this series. And let's go ahead and put that back up there. Game 3 in this series between HLAoo and Juan. We are now all tied up at 1 game apiece as the players constantly change colors on me. HLAoo was the one Juan was the one in the previous game to actually go for a faster Altar of Darkness. By getting that faster Altar of Darkness, he was able to delay his opponent's tech to tier 2 Halls of the Dead, and by delaying the tech to tier 2 and the Halls of the Dead, he was able to get that Lich slightly faster, level it up faster. Also, by getting the Staff of Silence, he was able to get a Crypt Lord instead of a Dark Ranger. And that Crypt Lord really, with that Impale, changed the game, knocked units up into the air, and let him just separate all of those units and focus fire them down. We are going to see HLAoo now scout out with an Acolyte this time. This is on Amazonia, game 3 in this best of 3, and everything comes down to this final game. Now, Undead versus Undead matchups. I have heard of a lot of players going Lich first, even though none of these players have gone Lich first in this series. Lich is a generally stronger nuking hero just because that Death Knight can't nuke anything. And then it almost becomes similar to a human versus human mirror match where the Lich is just a better hero, and then you kind of get like the Paladin later. So you get your Archmage and then your Paladin a little bit later to keep your units alive, as opposed to that Death Knight. But then again, the Death Knight does have that Unholy Aura, which does help out significantly. Alright, Acolyte now backing away. This Acolyte going, you know what, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a shoulder rub while you're working on that Haunted Gold Mine. I know that can be tiring. Ziggurat now coming into play, as well as the Death Knight already on the move across the map. Is he gonna be able to execute the same strategy that his opponent did to him in the previous game? Ziggurat does not have a Nerubian Tower, and this is potentially huge. Without a Nerubian Tower, the Death Knight is going to be able to harass very, very effectively. Skeletal minions now looking to come in. Meanwhile, it looks as though Juan is going to be going for that long distance creeping while creeping on Blight. This is generally a very good strategy unless your opponent does show up here. Are we going to get another skeletal minions? Yes, we now have 4 skeletal minions here. And here is the engagement. All right, Nerubian Tower now already being upgraded, and now in comes the battle here. All right, are we going to see another charge now be used as the Crypt Fiends are battling it out? Acolyte now looking to come in. The Acolyte actually joining in on the fight. Death Coil on the skeletal minion, and this is the same exact strategy as we saw earlier. All right, HLAoo actually coming in, trying to do what Juan did. Is Juan going to be forced to retrain up an Acolyte? You can see the skeletal minions going after the Acolytes as the Acolytes are just dancing around. Beautiful micro, keeping track of which Acolytes are lower on hit points, and you can see, oh, one Acolyte may get taken down. And it does get taken down. A new unit, or actually, no, that was Yellow's Acolyte. All right, Yellow's Acolyte was taken down, and with that, so far, Juan does not need to retrain. That was a huge, huge turnaround here as the Haunted Gold Mine, more Crypt Fiends. Death Knight now sitting a little bit closer to level 2 than before, and the Death Knight is now just going to continue to try and creep out this creep camp. Rogue is off over here, and the Apprentice Wizard is going to get taken down. Another Apprentice Wizard going to get taken down, and the Rogue is going to get very, very, getting a lot of damage as the Death Knight. I'm sure both of them are trying to see who can actually get the final shot off there. Oh, who got it? Yes, the Death Knight. His opponent did in fact get it there. That was not a good play at all. All Juan needed to do was just use his Death Coil and get the kill. All right, skeletal minions now forcing to run away there. Nicely done. Juan actually using his Crypt Fiend to actually deal damage to the Death Knight, as we see another skeletal minion getting taken down. All right, this Crypt Fiend still dealing a little bit of damage here. There's a Death Coil. Tome of Intelligence. Juan actually gets the last kill on that one, as both of them are balking with that Death Coil to see who can actually take down the unit. All right, Crypt Fiend now coming back out. All right, you can see that the Renegade Wizard down to 327 hit points is not going to fall anytime soon, as the Death Knight now being forced to pull back. All right, we're going to continue to see this fight. down to 271 hit points. Is the Death Knight Lao looking to come in? Another skeletal minion gets taken down. And what is going to be happening here? All right, Death Knight now coming in. Oh, Death Coil by Juan. He gets the kill and level 2. And the Death Knight may get a surround here and almost gets a surround. This is potentially game breaking. And yes, burning of the Scroll of Town portal already. That was a huge play, forcing a Scroll of Town portal, and now Juan, the blue undead player, has a huge advantage. Is he going to perhaps be able to get this Crypt Fiend? The Crypt Fiend now low on, does not have Unholy Aura. Is he going to be able to catch up, as all the Death Knight needs to do is actually try to get a little bit in front? No, the rest of the Death Knights are now coming in. Kobold Tunnelers, Kobold Taskmasters now making their way over as well, as we are going to see a bit of damage being dealt to that Kobold Tunneler. All right, down it goes as the Death Knight finally arrives to the party a little bit late and a little bit lighter, as it does not have a Scroll of Town portal. And what is going to be happening here next? All right, Kobold Taskmaster, causing a lot of damage so far. That normal 24 to 27 plus 3 damage, causing problems, and so many skeletal minions coming in here, and both sides are just constantly fighting who is coming out on top. This Taskmaster is now down to 289 hit points, and who's gonna take it? HLAoo could actually come in, and there's the Death Coil. Not quite sure who got it. Actually, it looks like Juan got it, but the items have gone to HLAoo, so HLAoo now really coming out on top. I'm just calling him HLAoo, as I can call him Yellow, but somehow that almost sounds racist in Warcraft 3. Anyways, Death Knight, I'm kidding. Death Knight now sitting at level 3. Blue Death Knight coming over here. Yellow Death Knight still sitting at level 1. And things are just going absolutely well for Juan, as Juan may perhaps try and creep out or just get a Lich out as quickly as possible and get that Lich to level 2. We are going to be going into a slaughterhouse. There's that slaughterhouse. We should be seeing obsidian statues. Slaughterhouse is already done and completed. Lich is already out for HLAoo. So is this going to be the moment of truth? Is HLAoo, with his faster Lich, going to be making up the same ground that Juan did in game 2 and then have momentum switch, or is the Lich just going to be coming out way too fast for Juan? All right, 4-3-3 creep camp here. Death Knight gonna creep out this. It is not going to be that much closer to level 4 at all. Still quite a ways away, as the Death Knight doing creeping away from that Lich. Meanwhile, the Lich should be able to get to level 2 for Yellow. And with that, we may see perhaps a 3-2 fight versus a 4-1 soon. And that is never something you want to see. You never just want to have a level 1 hero, as a level 1 hero just isn't that useful unless it has a utility spell as opposed to the nuking spell of that Lich. All right, the Lich most likely did get Frost Nova as opposed to Frost Armor. We are going to see no creeping now going on, as the Death Knight now pushing in. It knows it has a hero advantage right now, and it's trying to press it, as we could see a Ziggurat get taken down before it even gets up and operational. That does mean that HLAoo will end up being supply blocked. Ghouls are now coming in to fight back the attack. Lich is now seen at level 2, so it is a 2-2 versus a 3-2 or a 3-1 right now. So it is about even, and now down goes another Crypt Fiend. All right, there's a Death Coil. So no, sorry, 2-1. 2-1 versus a 2-2 versus a 3-1. Yeah, that's what I thought I said earlier. Anyways, Death Knight still sitting at level 3. This Death Knight now sitting at level 2, getting very close to level 3. If it can actually creep out one more camp, it should be able to get there. And with that, the momentum will switch temporarily over to Yellow. Is Yellow going to be able to creep out another good creep camp, perhaps even getting the Lich to level 3? If it's able to get the Lich to level 3, that is going to be a huge switch, as level 3 or level 2 Frost Nova at level 3 can change the game significantly, as you are doing a lot more damage. The Lich still sitting at level 1, and I don't know what Blue is doing, but he is not creeping nearly as effectively. And now this Lich may in fact get to level 3. You can see HLAoo purposely moving his Death Knight away, and oh yeah, the Lich is gonna get to level 3 anyways. And there you have it. It is gonna be a 3-3 versus a 3-2 now, as the Lich doing a little bit of creeping by his lonesome self, as the Death Knight does back off as well. So it is a 3-3 versus a 3-2, and that faster Lich did make a very big difference. All right, perhaps Undead figured out that strategy, and oh, this could potentially be bad. The Undead now coming in. Death Knight nowhere to be found for blue. There he finally arrives, but it may be too little too late as the Dark Ranger now coming in. All right, Lich. Death Coil saving the unit there, and what's going to be happening next? Both sides fighting it out. Lich could perhaps be... Oh, there, Burrow not in time. Are we going to see another Burrow? There's another Frost Nova, Death Coil, Burrow, not in time either. There's another hit. And HLAoo, everything going wrong for him in the previous game, has everything going right in this new one. All right, this Crypt Fiend does get taken down, though, as we do see another burrowed Crypt Fiend taken down. Beautiful, beautiful play constantly as the Dark Ranger now about a quarter of the way. Lich now sitting at level 2 does not have that much mana. Abomination coming over, and is the Death Knight going to be able to get off some more kills? That Lich does not have, I repeat, does not have boots of speed. It is not going to be able to really keep up. Dark Ranger now trying to keep up here. There's the Death Coil, and with that Death Coil, everyone decides to back off from each other. All right, the Crypt Lord once again being hired by Juan liking that Crypt Lord, liking that Impale, liking that stun, adding in another stun to an already deadly slow from that Lich does cause a bit of a problem. Meanwhile, coming back over here, the Death Knight sitting at level 3 and the Lich sitting at level 3. Dark Ranger sitting at level 1 still, not going to be able to get to level 2. Simply too many heroes on the field sharing the food or sharing the experience. And we now see what devotion aura on the Death Knight, perhaps remembering his paladin ways for a little bit. On his way over, Lich sitting at level 2, gonna get to level 3 here. There you go. And how do you like them apples? A level 3, level 3, level 1 versus a level 3, level 3, level 1. We are now back again even, but that Dark Ranger should be able to get to level 2 in just a second. Meanwhile, the Crypt Lord at level 1 is a much more fearsome hero, as we now see a replenishment potion. Is it going to be given to... Who's that going to be picked up by? Dark Ranger picks it up. Is it going to use it? Nope, it is not, even though it does have some hit points to heal. Here we go. We are going to see another engagement soon. Is the Goblin Shredder going to be picked up? No, it is not. And here we have it. And what is going to be happening? There you go. Units are now just trying to push in. Death Coil saving the Dark Ranger. One Crypt Fiend now getting pulled back. Both sides are still fighting. There's an Impale. And that Impale picking up all the units. A Death Coil saving another unit there. Both sides still fighting, as we do see webbed destroyers now on the ground. Both sides another Impale, and that Crypt Lord has constantly just been picking up units. And now being forced to back away. That fight did not go nearly as well as he thought it would. 48 supply versus 45 supply. And there is a Wand of Illusion Death Knight off here still. So that is still a very, very good creep camp to creep out. The Dark Ranger sitting at level 2 may actually get to level 3. And 3 level 3 heroes. That is going to be absolutely punishing. All right, Crypt Lord. Death Knight getting close to level 4. That Crypt Lord needs to get to level 3. Meanwhile, off to the north, a Crypt Fiend is going to unburrow itself and now walk back over. Are we going to see perhaps the creeping of these red creep camps? Rock Golems, and a Granite Golem. Very difficult to take out, especially since they are immune to magic. And when they are immune to magic, that means destroyers do not deal any damage to them whatsoever, even though they are heavy armored units. Who are normally very, very vulnerable to magic damage. They take none whatsoever. All right, let's take a look at this here. Illusion to Crypt Fiends. Not quite sure what to make of that. Obsidian Statue now coming in as well. Is Juan going to be able to pull off an upset here and come back from being behind? You can see why not use the Wand of Illusion on Abominations if you're going to try to creep out these Granite Golems. And this is exactly what Juan needs to do. He needs to really utilize and creep very effectively, and it looks like he is doing exactly that. One Rock Golem goes down, level 4, level 2, that is huge. And another Rock Golem. Oh, in comes a potential Creepjack. There's silence as the destroyers now are in the air. One Rock Golem has been taken down. There is an entang or a web there. There's the Impale picking up all the units as the Crypt Lord still fighting out, +3 armor, making him even more difficult to fight. Destroyer now down to 17 hit points, and another Crypt Fiend gets taken down as well. Both sides suffering terrible losses as a burrowed Crypt Fiend does not survive. I'm not sure what hit it, as maybe perhaps a Frost Nova against a nearby unit was actually what dealt the final damage. All right, Frost Nova. Oh, another Crypt Fiend down there. Both sides still fighting it out. Another Crypt Fiend trying to run away. Is it going to be able to make it? It does burrow in time, and it gets the shot off again. I swear, these Crypt Fiends should be burrowed, and you shouldn't be able to spot them. Liches now continuing to fight here. There is a Death Pack or a Dark Ritual. Can't quite tell the difference. I think it was a Dark Ritual as a Lich. Potion of Invulnerability. Juan and now being forced to pull back here. Potion of Invulnerability. Are we going to see another hit in there come soon? No, we are not. As the Dark Ranger now backing off. Is the Crypt Lord? No, the Crypt Lord does not have enough mana for the Impale. And with that, both sides now regrouping their armies and licking their wounds. Death Knight sitting at level 4. Lich sitting at level 3, almost level 4. Dark Ranger almost sitting at level 3. Forest Trolls, Tome of Strength +2 being left behind. And that goes to the Crypt Lord, giving him, what, 50 more hit points? Yeah, 50 more hit points and +2 damage. Crypt Lord taking a bit of damage there. There's a Frost Nova. Are we going to get a Death Coil? No, no Death Coil to save it. Death Knight had plenty of mana. Don't know why he didn't save that unit there, as perhaps he was silenced. No, the silence was on the Lich, and it wasn't on the Death Knight. Coming back around, it looks as though blue really wants to creep out this red creep camp here. Still, the Granite Golem and the Rock Golems do have really good items to drop if it can only be crept out. 2 Abominations now to absorb a bit of damage, and if you're going to get 2 Abominations, why not get Disease Cloud? Just because that damage it does can actually amount to a lot. Here you go. Granite Golem now coming in. There's a very long distance boulder to the head. And what is happening here? Rock Golem now trying to run back over and now walking back away again. Are we going to see another engagement? Both sides still dancing in this engagement here. There you go. We are finally going to have it. There is the silence once again. There's a Frost Nova and it gets taken down. Level 4 on the Lich. Better Dark Ritual as another low hit point Crypt Fiend now coming in. Both sides still engaging. All right, what's happening here? No Frost Nova coming in at all. Why not? As the Abomination now going to get surrounded. Are we going to see a Death Coil to try and save it? A Death Coil does save it momentarily as a Death Coil now saves the Destroyer. Frost Nova, now down goes another Crypt Fiend in the backfield. And Destroyers are just getting taken down left and right. Abomination still trying to come in as the Lich gets off another shot here. Perhaps pushing back all those units. And if now Juan creeps out this red creep camp and gets a very good item from this Granite Golem, this could turn things around. A very long boulder to the head once more. And here is that engagement. Granite Golem is going to get taken down very quickly. It has no armor right now. But in comes the Lich and the Dark Ranger. Here we go. Lich is in a bit of trouble. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability has been used. Are we going to fight it out? Frost Nova could be coming in as well. And it looks as though the Abomination gets taken down. One Abomination now down. Both sides still fighting. Death Coils now saved on that Lich as another Abomination now going to get taken down. There it goes. Higher hero levels for yellow. Is it going to matter though, as all the units are running back? 2 Abominations down for blue. And they are still having this very long fight. Both players know essentially that they cannot allow the other players to take down this red creep camp. It almost feels like Roshan or Baron. If you guys watch Dota or League of Legends, both sides are just sitting around this camp here trying to get it. They know that they will get a lot of experience and a very good item, perhaps an aura buff, and they cannot let the other player do so. This one Sentry Ward though, that's how they were able to take down all those burrowed Crypt Fiends. Sentry Wards. All right, I noticed it now. And are we going to see this engagement come in soon? Oh my gosh, this is exactly like a Dota 2 match. Oh, it has been taken out now. All right, so that was taken down. Meanwhile, back over here, Death Knight, Lich, and Dark Ranger 4-4-3. And now what's going to be happening here? Death Knight is 4, Lich is 3, Crypt Lord is 2, and they quickly check, see that there is absolutely no, creeping coming in, and now the yellow is going to try to go ahead and creep this out, and this potentially could be bad. There's the boulder on the head, and here's the attack. Yellow has nowhere to run as they intercepted from the other side. Here we go, battling it out. Crypt Fiend gets taken down. Frost Nova, Death Coil save. Lich now sitting at level 4. Ghouls now getting taken down as well as the Crit Fiends are coming in from the back. Ghouls joining in from the fight. Both sides intercepted, and Juan may be able to take this game here with a beautiful, beautiful bait and switch, forcing a fight here at the red creep camp. And now the Dark Ranger now going to continue to absorb more. There is the Dust of Appearance, and Juan's burrowed Crit Fiends are currently revealed. Are they going to get taken down? Yellow is now trying to run away as well. Both sides still fighting out another blue Crit Fiend. And so much damage is being dealt. Juan continuing the chase. HLAoo trying to run away with this Obsidian statue. Is it going to be able to get away in time? Death Knight gets the hit. Level 4 still on that Death Knight though. And that was a beautiful, beautiful play. That burrowed Crit Fiend should have gotten up with the rest of the army. Not quite sure why it didn't. And are we finally gonna see creeping of this red creep camp? I don't know how many boulders to the head we've seen. There goes another. And what is gonna happen here? All right, here comes the army again. Death Knight, Lich, there we go. Both sides battling it out. There's the silence. Are we gonna get a Death Coil on the Lich? Silence on the Death Knight. Oh, so close, so close. Lich is trying to run away, and it is, oh my goodness, no, Lich gets taken down. And what a huge turnaround. That silence, that Dark Ranger's level 2 silence, absolutely wrecking everything. And that was a huge play. I do not know the scope of that. The Death Knight needed a split second longer to save that unit, unable to do so. And there's a Death Coil saving a Crit Fiend instead. That is not good, as the Lich now trying to get resurrected. All right, let's take a look. Gold mines have been mined out. And we are now going to see the Death Knight try and creep out this one particular creep camp. How many, I don't know, if someone wants to be very nice, they can count the number of times that a Lich has been hit in the head with a boulder in this matchup. But it's got to be at least 5, now 6. As the Lich now going after the Granite Golem. Death Knight smartly runs away. He cannot gain any more experience. Immolation Aura on the Lich. Most likely will be given to that Death Knight, as the Death Knight is the melee hero. Come on, give it over, or are you just gonna sell it? Nope. It looks like the Lich is gonna sell it. All right, coming across over here. Granite Golems and Rock Golems on the far side. Destroyer not doing much of anything. Granite Golem now continuing the fight. Death Knight sitting at level 4. They really need to creep this out. I don't know what Juan's doing. He does not have the time to just be playing around like this. He needs to get a surround on this Granite Golem and make sure it cannot walk back. All right, the Granite Golem. Oh, is it going to be able to slip through? Yes, it does. And is the Granite Golem still continuing to just run away? Rock Golem now taking a bit of damage. And oh, the Death Knight may be able to come in here for that Jack. That is absolutely huge, preventing the Death Knight of his opponent from getting the level 5. No, the Granite Golem walks over. What is going on here? The Granite Golem now taken down. Death Knight now has Death Knight now also has Brilliance Aura. Oh, the Death Knight, is it gonna get caught? Yes, it does. There it goes, and I believe that is gonna be GG. Wow, after game 1 and game 2, rather one-sided games, not that interesting. This game 3 has really come down to the wire. And there is the GG. Juan losing game 3. And it looked so good for him. He was doing so many things so well for so long. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.